to further school absences.
And now back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
If you happen to be absent from school, then you know what you can be doing to get better? Listening to the Big Dumb Fun Show. We're online at BigDumbFunShow.com. Friend, fan, or follow us on the social networking sites.
In studio with Jason P. Hunt, hanging out, getting ready to talk about Planet Comic-Con. It's coming to Kansas City this weekend. It's at the Overland Park International Trade Center, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump over down I-35 virtually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you take one exit or another, and you're there. And it free parking, which is great.
It's not off of 35.
No, I would take 35
it's
to get
off
there.
of 435. 115th and Metcalf would be the closest intersection.
Okay, all right. Well,
Near the Best Buy.
I have no idea where the hell I'm going.
Now, that is...
I just tell my driver where to go.
It's not the Overland Park Convention Center.
It's the International
It's
Trade.
the International Trade Center. It's behind Joanne Fabric. Or it's a completely different building.
It actually says behind Joanne's Fabrics.
Yes.
On the flyer.
Yes, it does.
Joanne's has got to be like stoked about that. No, so Billy D. Williams is going to be there.
Yep.
Lando
Calrissian.
He's going to be there, proving that. Now, have you ever watched Family Guy? The Star Wars edition of Family Guy.
Some of them, yeah.
They were talking about the speeder, and you hear Rush Limbaugh in the background talking about how Lando got his position due to affirmative action. And it was actually Rush Limbaugh doing the voice, which I was so surprised about. But I thought that was a pretty interesting observation. Gil Gerard from Buck Rogers and Ross McGinnis' female crush.
On Tuesdays, you get to
Gray.
wave your penis at traffic.
Erin Gray is going to be there.
Yes.
And you had a thing for her back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Her and Farrah Fawcett and Catherine Bach made up my teenage years.
Farrah
Bach.
Farrah Fawcett going to be there?
No.
Not this year? Okay. And then Felix Silla going to be there. And
who also played Cousin It. You were talking about the Addams Family earlier. He also played Cousin It in the Addams Family.
I did not know that.
Yes.
So
And he was an Ewok.
They're looking for... Was he an Ewok?
He was.
Yeah, not a lot of the Ewoks are alive nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe
Some
I'm,
of them were
I'm
kids.
thinking of the
You're
Munchkins.
thinking of the Munchkins.
I'm thinking of the Munchkins because there was like the one guy died.
Yes.
Well,
he
if
was
that's
the
French
last
for
one.
Star Wars collector's glasses, then C.
Robin Thorson from the Guild, and also Ross McGinnis posed a question during the break as far as was this a who would you do or who would win in a fight or what was the question?
Who would win in a fight?
Between Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and
the
River,
the TV show,
and River from Firefly.
Yeah.
Who would win in an all-out fight?
I picked Buffy. She's scrappy. You picked,
and I said River.
And then Gnurk, who would be the tiebreaker, said who? Yeah, he has no idea what's going on over there.
He said not Buffy.
Yeah. What did you say?
River.
Oh, you both say River though.
Yeah.
I'm the only one thinking that the Vampire Slayer is going to come out in the end and take it.
Well, I mean, how much does Buffy do without the Scooby Gang?
This is
I mean, really, it's the whole group.
Yeah, they're all
whereas
out.
River, it's by herself. She's a one-man wrecking crew.
Didn't she have like a code word or something? Isn't that what causes River to start fighting?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not that familiar with
she
the
has
series.
a code word that shuts her off.
Oh, okay, all right.
No,
so
that's
she
have you now.
she's in just automatic kick-ass mode, and you have to be like, Perfect Nugan, or something like that, and then she stops.
Yes.
She settles down. Okay, I understand.
As
So,
you wish.
what other kind of surprises can we find at Planet Comic-Con, Jason?
Well, there's going to be a costume contest. Last year's was really big response, so they're we're going into the atrium this year for their first time.
Oh, that's great.
So we're going to have actually 2 tracks of panels. Dayton Ward and Kevin Dillmore are going to be there talking about writing Star Trek books. We're going to have a lot of X-Men writers and creators that are going to be doing a panel. Blair Butler's going to be there.
I was talking earlier about the costumes that were there last year.
Costumes, yeah.
Had some great costumes, but a lot of fat Leias. Like, it was very interesting that you'd be like, oh my gosh. The guys who came dressed as Iron Man and War Machine, that
They'll
would
be
just
back.
clink, clink, clink. Like, they're walking around this whole place. Like, an amazing, like, movie quality con. Like, these guys were great. Of course, we had Batman with a goatee. And, and
there it goes.
there we go again. All right. So we had Batman with a goatee, and then you turn around and you'd be like, and there's a fat Leia. There's a fat Leia. Like okay. And my whole thing was, hey, if you're a fan, then that's fine, but know the limits of your size when picking out a uniform. I would never be in.
It also must be said, though, that these costumes, especially the Star Wars group, these costumes are what they call screen accurate.
Yeah.
They are exact duplicates of what
people
you see
wearing
on
them
the
are not
movie.
screen
This-
accurate.
well, yeah, no, who is? I mean, really. I mean,
I don't know if you've seen Carrie Fisher
wasn't
lately.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say, Carrie Fisher, she wasn't like the most attractive person in the world, even back when Star Wars was.
Oh, yes, she was.
Okay, all right. Well,
In the original Star Wars, she was hot.
okay. Gnurk
When
lost
you're
many
like
a future
11 or
kid.
12. That's why I saw the movie 11, 12 times.
Now, one of the things that came across the feed on sci-fi4me.com was a story that's near and dear to my heart. It's the fact that Bill Murray is pulling out a Ghostbusters 3.
he was never in Ghostbusters 3.
It came out that he was going to be in it.
No.
And they're saying, no, he's out. And then now it's like, oh, then they said Bill Murray will sign on and he'll be a ghost or something like that. And then fast forward a couple of months, you had the sci-fi or the Fear Awards on Spike TV.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray walks out in Ghostbuster regalia,
Yes.
proton pack and all. He makes references during Zombieland. Like he comes out like basically like, hey, this is gonna happen. I'm Bill Murray. Good day, sir. What the hell else is he doing except for moping around these artsy films? And I'm like, oh, this is the thing that could get me behind this, because I've really been ever since like the late 90s kind of against Ghostbusters 3 because I don't want them to screw anything up. However, if they do it correctly, it could lead on to a bunch of other cool Ghostbuster stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But he was never on board with it.
I
No.
thought he said something about it.
Everybody wanted him in there,
See it? What is it? We got it!
but no, he's not in.
Not going to happen.
not
What
gonna
is
happen.
your prediction for Ghostbusters 3?
We've been
Is it going to
about
happen?
This all wrong. This Mr. Stay Puft is okay. He's
Maybe.
a sailor. He's in New York. We get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble.
He had all the good lines.
He,
Um,
I'd say at this point there's not. 30% chance it gets made, maybe.
If it does get made,
Without
it either
Bill Murray.
Without
Bill
Bill
Murray. I mean, come on, it's either got to be a reboot, which I don't know about
Well,
that.
no, it's not going to be a reboot. It's going to be a passing on to the next generation,
Which is
So,
fine.
yeah, and that's
Yeah, which is fine because originally it was going to be like a Chris Farley, a Will Smith. It was who else was going to be a part of it? Like they had a script, they had a cast of fresh young faces.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to pass it to these guys, and then they were going to roll with another couple of movies. But it's almost like you're past the sweet spot. It's like the sweet spot of getting that third movie out. But I mean,
Well, I
as
don't
much
know.
money as they're
It's-
making off the stuff,
I mean,
my
they're-
mom purchased like a cell phone cover or a decal that looks like the back of or it looks like the Trap, which I think I mentioned on the show. The only part during my childhood that I did not have was the Trap because it was apparently causing a lot of house fires or something. But so very excited about that and everything Ghostbusters. But it almost that's what's keeping me from getting the Ghostbusters tattoo. I'm going to get the tattoo, and then it's going to be like they're going to come out with a movie, and it's going to be Ghostbusters is the gayest thing alive. Like, and I'll be like, oh, why did I get the damn tattoo?
Well, you talk about being past the sweet spot. We're almost at that point with Beetlejuice 2. Because that's in the works now.
Yeah.
Because Michael Keaton, he actually probably now looks like Beetlejuice.
They won't have to do the makeup.
There will be no makeup.
Michael. All right, big thanks,
right.
Jason, to you for stopping
sir.
by and talking getting geeky with the Comic-Con. We'll be out there. I'm thinking sometime Saturday I'm going to be able to go out there. We'll be at the Jackalope Radio booth at the International or the Overland Park International Trade Center. So you have to come by and see it then. Come by and see Jason, Ross McGinnis. He hasn't been allowed in ever since that incident last year. Big
And real
thanks
quick,
to
Let me get in for details on the event. PlanetComicCon.com.
PlanetComicCon.com. That goes to the Kansas City event only, right?
Yes, right.
PlanetComicCon.com. Also, big thanks to Chip Chinnery with Chips Money Tips.
Check that out at chipsmoneytips.com.
And, of course-
he sent me another one. We'll play it next week.
Absolutely. Violet Sin from Razorwire Halo. The beautiful Violet Sin joining us tonight, talking about South by Southwest and all the fun that she had down there. Still waiting for the drunk pics to resurface on that. I think eventually someone's going to get to that guy's phone.
Big
so,
thanks for sports with a guy named Chris for coming in.
And best
Talking
wishes
sports.
to Rena. Hope she gets well soon. But we got a lot of stuff planned for the next Big Dumb Fun
That's
show.
right. Next week, we're going to be talking with Kelly Phillips Erb, also known as Tax Girl. Check her out, taxgirl.com.
Kelly, also the responsible party for getting us in Forbes magazine. More about that next week. Until then, we will see ya!
3